Hi, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll be creating data access object and CRUD. So let's proceed here. Let's add package. Then let's add DAO package. Then here we need to add role DAO. And, oh no, this is interface. Delete. Uh, Add Java interface. Then user role DAO. Okay, then let's add method here. Public void add role, then role. Then we have two parameter, role and entity manager. So let's import this one Java existence, then the role entity. Then this is add role. The next method, update role, then public void update rule, entity manager em. Then next is delete rule. Then the method is a public void delete rule. Entity manager em. Then next is this, uh, list of rule. Then the method here is public list. Then the type rule. Then select rule. Then entity manager. So that's it. Then let's import this list from Java utility list. The next is let's proceed. Let's add DAO for user DAO. Then let's add method add user, then public public void add user user then entity manager. Okay, then we need to import the no, we don't have instance here im. Then let's import user, then update user, then public void update user user, then entity manager, then delete user, then public void delete user user, then entity manager, then list of the user, public list user, then select user, then entity manager, then that's it. Then import. The next is let's add Java package for implement. Okay. Let's change this one, refactoring name L implementation. Then let's add class here. User DAO implement. Okay. The next is the rule. Rule DAO. Okay. The next is let's implement the rule DAO. Implements rule DAO. Then let's implement all abstract methods. Then here we need to um, call the entity here m, then get transaction, then begin. Then after we begin m, then get no persist rule, then m, then get transaction, then commit, then entity manager, then close. The next is the update rule, then r equal entity manager, then find the entity. Let's put here rule, then class, then the object here is um, rule. Okay, rule, then get id, then entity manager, then let's transaction, get transaction, begin, then r set rule, then okay, rule, then get rule. Okay, the next is to close, uh, to commit, get transaction, then commit, entity manager, then close, then delete. Let's copy this one and change the statement in the middle here. Let's change entity manager, then remove. Okay, that's it. Then here um, list, then our type is rule, then rule equal entity manager, then create query, create query, this one, then the string um, select or from um, from which is next is next indicate from entity which is rule. So we need to type rule here. Then R. Then type here rule. Then plus. Then the return. No, it requires. Okay. This is the list. So it return to list. Get. Okay, this one list. Then return to rule. Okay, that, that one. Then next, let's proceed to our user rule. User implements. Then let's implement here the user DAO implement. User DAO. Then implement all the methods. Same as rule. So here we need to put entity manager get transaction, then begin then entity manager, then put uh, receipt per 6. Okay, then user, then let's commit team, then get transaction, then commit, then entity manager we need to close. Okay, the next is here. We need to copy this one. Okay, then our statement here is user. We need to update the user. So let's call the user here. It's u. Then entity manager. Let's find the user. This one. Then user dot class. Then user get ID. Okay. Then our statement here, we need to change the statement. So you then set first name, then user get first name. You then set a surname, then user then get surname. You then set first no username, then user get username. Then you then set password, user get password. Then here the last one is use rule, set rule, then rule, no, user, then get rule. Okay, then let's delete. Let's copy this one. Copy. Then let's delete the statement, user's statement. Then let's put entity, then remove user. Then here in our list, then type rule. No, user, then user equal entity manager, then create query. This one. Then our string here create select you from user you, then the entity user, then class, then let's call the method list. So get this one because the required is list, this one, then let's semicolon, then let's put return to user. Okay, so let's test. Okay, here let's comment this one, then let's call the user no rule DAO implement, this one rule DAO call new DAO. Okay, then let's call the method select. So for select, um let's view the data. If I forgot if we add the data. Okay, so it's deleted. So let's go back here. Let's comment this one. Let's back to the persistence. So here we need to design. Go back and let's put here create. Let's change, then it generates create here. Okay, so let's save to create the data run. Okay, so let's test here. Refresh. So we have rule here. Then right click view data. So there's no data yet. So let's go back to project. So proceed to the main class. Then uncomment this one. Then uncomment. Then for no, let's add first because we don't have yet data for rule. So rule, then add rule here. So we have entity manager. So um, what is that? We need to add rule here. Rule, then call new rule. So we need to add rule here. So let's go to rule entity. Then let's add a constructor. This one. I add constructor rule. Then let's add here rule which is admin. Add admin. Then um, entity manager. So we need to add entity manager. So let's proceed to our Hibernate configuration here. So let's add here entity manager, private private entity manager, entity manager. Then here let's add method public entity manager, then get entity manager, and here return entity manager equal. Then let's call the hibernate config. Then get factory. Then this one, create entity manager. Okay. The next is let's add method here to close the factory and entity manager. Public void close connection. Then um, entity manager close. Then factory. Okay. Factory get factory then close. Okay, we need to close the connection. Then here entity manager. So we have user DAO. Okay. Then rule. Let's add admin. Then let's add here hibernate config. It's HC. The new hibernate config. Then here HC. Then get entity manager. Okay. So let's try to run the project. Let's check view data. Okay, there's no data yet. So let's proceed, then run the project. Okay, that error is a warning because our entity persistence here, um, our this one is action of our database is create. Then we have created the rule table, so it warnings that this rule is exists. So the Hibernate will not create another rule table. So that is a warning. So next is let's see. Right click this one, view data. So we have admin here. We don't include the ID because this is auto increment. So here in our this is auto increment. The type of our ID is auto increment. This one. This is the value of equal value of the MySQL auto increment. So let's proceed. Let's display the data. So let's comment this because I don't want to add another for example, let's add data here, which is user. So let's try run add another rule. Okay, then here let's view the data. There's a user. So let's go back. Then let's try the select. So let's then this one um, rule for loop, then rule, then this one, then hit C, then get no um, entity manager, no um, this one rule implement and get select role, then it's C, then get entity manager. Then okay, okay, there's a duplicate here. So let's put R, then system, then rule, then add, then R, then get rule. So let's try. Then after that, we need to close the connection, which is HC, and close connection. Every time you have a transaction, then you should close the uh, your entity manager and entity entity manager factory. Then let's try run project. So here we have list here, which is admin and user. So in next video, I will creating GUI or GUI of this. Um, I hope you learn in this video. See you next video. Bye.